How's it going, guys? This is Carl Dean with American Real Estate Investments. Today I have the distinct pleasure of sitting down with David and Kathy Keener. They are developers down in the country of Belize, and as you might know, American Real Estate Investments, along with some of our partners over at Real Deal Advisors, have been also investing in Belize over the last half decade. And so there's very exciting things going on in Belize, and for us, it's a very convenient place to vacation and hold corporate retreats. And the reason is because it's about a 2-hour flight from here in Dallas, and it's an English-speaking community, as well as there's just a lot of obviously tax benefits and different things that might entice certain investors to go down there and develop in an area like Belize with a lot of appreciation. So David and Kathy, thank you for sitting with me today. I definitely appreciate your time.
Well, vice versa, we're glad to be here with you.
You've developed quite a few units down in the Placencia Peninsula, correct?
Correct.
Okay, how many have you developed and how many have you sold since you've been down there in 12 years?
We didn't really get started. We kind of built the house for ourselves at first. So really in 2008, we kind of hit the ground running. We developed numerous, large single-family, 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom, all high-end vacation properties with all the amenities, and then we've done some smaller stuff just for straight sale, whereas other properties were fractional, and we sold them off as 10 shares each of the fractional property.
I'm curious, you said you moved down there in 2008, and obviously there was a global financial crisis going on in the real estate market here in Dallas-Fort Worth and across the country. Obviously was at a point where guys like yourself see a massive opportunity. Were you still doing developments up here? I'm just curious as to why it was you jumped down to Belize at a point when there was so much opportunity here.
Yeah. Well, I always say we started in Belize as a hobby. It was fun. It was something to do. It gave us some place to go, and it's just really taken off. There's so much opportunity down there. That's why we've in the past 2 years we've gone from a hobby to a business for sure. And we don't take anything out of Belize. Everything we make in Belize, we reinvest in Belize.
Oh, interesting.
To keep us diversified as well.
Very interesting.
So the best kind of business is one you enjoy, right?
Absolutely.
And so again, if you were doing it as a hobby, whether it be flying an airplane or whatever, if you can do it full time, that's really key to us, especially at this point in our lives.
How's the security down there as far as protecting the assets and making sure that things, construction materials and whatnot? I mean, compared to the U.S., I know there's certain areas where I don't want to really be doing business in because I'm afraid my tools or materials are going to be taken. Is there an issue with that at all as far as security?
We have night watchmen on all of our projects, and even after they're up and running for renters and owner use. But what I tell my guests in Belize, the people there are basically honest. If you go down and are nice, respectful of their country, you're not going to have a problem with your personal security. If you go down there and act like a rude jerk American, then they're gonna rob you if they can.
And the advantage we have is we've been down there for actively in the business for over 10 years now. We have the infrastructure. We have the 40 guys that we know are dependable, and we have the machinery and the logistics, a warehouse here in the Dallas area for staging. We actually have a team over there right now, as we're speaking, loaded a container that's shipping out to sale next week down there. So
wow.
That's huge. Seems small, but again, there's not a Home Depot. It's down the street.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that people don't think about when it comes to shipping costs for the materials that need to be coming in.
Well, and it's not even the cost that isn't. It's certainly a factor, but it's just
being able to do it.
Exactly, the availability.
Yeah. And I'd say two things that separate us from everyone else are every project we've started down there, we've finished. A lot of people come down there, run out of money, and then second, I manage these properties for the owners if they want after we finish. So I've got every owner that I have, I can call on the phone, I can use them as a reference. I'm not selling people a product they don't want. I make sure that they're getting what they want. I don't want to trick people into coming down there and buying something that's not right for them or their family.
Again, it's a great point is that we're not doing this to pay the bills.
It's very interesting that you say that a lot of your investors are somewhat, your friends and your family and the people that you spend a lot of time with, and they kind of believe in you guys and your product. So
it's kind of like the same thing Kathy mentioned with security. If you're smart and you do the same things you would do here, as far as not walking down a dark alley and wherever town you're from, and would you go buy a development that was not finished, or I don't think I would do that here, so don't go down there and do that either, right? And so.
And I want to point out these weren't our friends and family before we sold to them.
No, I get that. No, they become.
And we stay involved with them, and I've told both potential renters and potential owners that it just wasn't for them, because it's not worth it to have somebody down there that's unhappy.
Another thing that you bring up a good point is, a lot of people when they go down to Belize and when they vacation in certain areas, they really want to feel and experience the culture. They don't want to, like personally myself, I don't want to go stay at a Marriott that's a 5-star hotel on the beach. I really would like to go to an island or like to go to a resort where I could really truly experience the culture and everything, whether it be the rooms, the doors. I mean, so tell me a little bit about how that all works.
Okay, so what you'll find in Belize when you go to resorts down there, everything looks the same. They have they have amazing wood, but their local craftsmen don't have a ton of vision, so it all kind of looks the same. Well, I've been working with the same wood shop for 8 years probably, and I send them pictures of things and say, hey, can you make it look a little more like this? So I'm getting using the local woods, the local artist, but they're tweaking it a little to get it more, something different, looks more like something you'd find in the States. And then we blend that with furniture from the States and high-end linens and high-end beds, so you get a nice experience like going to a Marriott, but you have a ton of local culture in there. I have a carver that just works only for me. He carves all day long.
Okay. And it's sort of the same thing on the hardcore construction side too. I mean, all of our houses are built to international building code and standards, and our houses are all concrete. Most of them, even the roofs are cast concrete with just a decorative tile. The tile is really decoration on top. So
interesting. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but just out of curiosity, what out of with the concrete and then the wood, obviously, what made you decide to go with the concrete structure or the stucco or whatever you want to call it structure versus the wood?
Well, I mean, from a maintenance standpoint, the concrete's a no-brainer. Hurricanes, mold, water damage, none of that's even really applicable when you go with concrete.
Let's say I'm an investor and I want to purchase one of these or purchase a fractional ownership of one of these. What does the leasing look like? I mean, are these things fully leased all year? Are they under contract? So say I wanted to buy a 10% ownership share, would I be able to go and visit with my family and friends? How does that look?
So we have a pick order. It rotates every year. Their position starts by when they buy in, and then if you're first this year, you're last next year. But how I've worked it with the owners, because we keep us cooperative. It's not like a timeshare where you're buying the 53rd week of every year and that's all you ever get.
I want the 53rd week, actually.
Yeah, so we'll never, not that, I shouldn't have said that week, but you know what I meant. So what we do is we kind of poll everybody and say, what weeks do you actually want to take your family? And try to get everyone to get their picks. If there's 2 people that want the same week, then we go to the draft order and the person that's higher. But normally everybody lets you have your personal weeks and before anybody picks revenue weeks, because Belize has such a large high season that it's not like there's so few high season weeks to pick from. And then we go to the high season and let everybody pick their revenue weeks. And so it has an official structure, but then we try to make it more cooperative. I kind of call it the be cool rule, to just kind of everybody be friendly and work together.
And over the last, this has been going on for 5-6 years now, and it's just year after year, we make small adjustments, but it's a very solid, proven system now. The owners use it a little, they rent it, some, and they get a nice little check at the end of the year. Is the typical. If an owner goes and uses all 5 of their weeks, well, obviously they can't get a rental check because they didn't have any weeks left to rent. But most of our owners, like Kathy mentioned, use it for 2 weeks as an average, and rent out the other 3 weeks.
Say I bought a $150,000 share, okay, and $1.5 million property. What is my return going to look like at the end of the year? Like, what would I net?
Well, obviously, every year is different. Every property is a little different, depending on what it is and how it looks. But on the model we're shooting for is to try to create a system where the owners can make 7 or 8% kind of return on whatever their initial investment was, and have that week or 2, at this case, to go use it, which basically counts as free. Or if you add that up, then the return be in the 12, something like that.
Okay. Let's talk about real quick, you said the staff. So what kind of staff is on site? Is there chefs? Is there people that kind of take these people out on excursions? How does that work?
So as we move forward, it's gonna vary project to project, but right now I've got one group of 3 houses that are all operating as rental homes, all fully sold in fractions, so they each have 10 owners. And those houses have a staff of 6. They have 2 chefs, 2 housekeepers, a caretaker, and then
I mean, I think
That's actually their whole staff, and then I have a couple that oversees everybody, who act as the concierge and the manager that just makes sure everything runs smoothly. My island project, that's a little more higher end and it's on an island, has its own staff of 3 just for it, so it's not getting any synergies really.
Interesting. So they're catered to while they're there.
Oh, for sure. Your laundry's done, your meals are cooked.
Wow.
everyday laundry.
Yeah, and we
meals.
include everything with our rental price, and so the owners get all of that usage.
So 2 more questions for you guys. As far as the ownership, the fractional ownerships, are those all sold in cash? Does anybody finance those? If they set up an LLC down in Belize and transfer some money, are they able to finance those ownerships?
We've been doing owner financing. We don't
Okay.
have a financing source within Belize.
Okay.
Of
That's good to know, though, the owner
Of course,
financing.
obviously, we would prefer not to do that, but we will.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, all the Caribbean countries, it's not like here where you can go get a 5% loan for 3%. That's just non-existing in
Yeah.
Belize or any of the Caribbean nations, South America, coast, anywhere, really.
Okay.
So unfortunately, we would wish that were the case, but the reality is it's not. And so we offer an owner finance package that helps the owners. Our goal is to make it where they can buy it, but still have them incentivized to pay, through other means when they are able to. And
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Okay, so lastly, I seen a video recently of your guys' island, which I think is a phenomenal play. I really think that for a company like myself or some of my affiliate companies that we deal with, I think it's a great play to at least have a fractional ownership to be able to take the company there on like a company retreat. I mean, it was amazing looking at how you have each bedroom off of the central location of the living room and the pool, and you have each bedroom is kind of off on its own dock and its own color. It's very cool. I love the
How cool
island.
is it to say
Yeah.
I own an island? I mean,
Yeah,
who
absolutely.
didn't dream that when they were 12?
Yes. So tell me more about the island. So when you stay on the island, you can rent it out for a week. Obviously, how many people does that hold?
I'm treating it just like a house because that's my model and I'm comfortable with it. So I'm renting it out as one whole house. You can sleep up to 12 adults and up to 15 with like small children in beds.
Okay.
And
So you could take a good
chill
sized
beds.
company
So,
there.
yeah, you
Absolutely.
could. Yeah, but if you were doing a company, you'd probably want to just do 5 couples. There's 5 individual bedrooms.
Okay, cool.
And again, the best thing about that island is that you're literally less than a mile from the center of town.
Yeah.
And so it's
And
kind
you're
of
close to the new Norwegian cruise where they're dropping that off. Yeah.
It's truly like having your cake and eating it too.
Yeah.
It's the best example. I mean, you're on a private island, got the wild, the cool factor, the privacy, the
Mm-hmm. Which is very
360
cool.
degree views, and the breeze, and the lack of bugs, and just all that.
Yeah.
But yet, if you want to go have a beer at the bar or have ice cream at the ice cream store, you're literally 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes away, which makes it extremely convenient.
Okay, so you're down in Placencia, you got some units, you've sold some units, you've been down there for over a decade.
Yep.
What is the plan going forward? What do you see this growing into, and how, what is your plan for the next year or two?
Well, literally, I would say last summer, as the island, we were kind of, in the midst of that. Me and Kathy collectively kind of made a decision that we either needed to do more or just kind of keep treating this as a hobby. And so we made the decision at that point to truly invest in Belize and invest in marketing, where in the past it's just been kind of very casual marketing, word of mouth, and so really trying to get, more focused on that, improve the website, improve the, make video like of this nature,
Yeah.
and, improve the pictures and just the offering in general. And so that's what we've been doing over the last 6 months.
For more information on this exciting opportunity, please visit www.bnbinvesting.com. That's www.bnbinvesting.com. BNB Investing is a proud partner of American Real Estate Investments.